星と深淵を目指せ。キャサリン、何かオイラ依頼ですか？本日の午後、教令院で行われるさらに詩を読んだ後の皆さんの反応も。なんでそんな依頼があるんだよ。そうですか。でしたらオルモス港にいるエルマイト旅団のなんだよそれ。ええ、ちょっと聞きたいんだけど。依頼人ですか？実は単にあなた方がこういうことをするのを私が見たいだけ。もうバレちゃった。実際に依頼を引き受けてくれるのを期待してたのに。ナヒーダだったのか。オイラもキャサリンが星としそれ初めからってこと。それでええ、前にあなたたちと別れてからずっと深い眠りについてやっぱり家臣探査の夢だった。夢の中で私は花壇の中央に座っていて、私は飾り付けられた巨大なフロート車の上で花の騎士ナヒーダ。もしかしたら本来の家臣探査はその夢と同じ感じだったのかもな。あら、私はとても楽しい夢の話をしているのに、どうしてそんな。いやいや、同情だなんて。もっとそういえばドニア。ええ、目覚めた病状は安定しているとはいえ、人の身に生じる死域ともいえるマリン病は。でも今の状況からする。おお、万が一。ええ、賢者たちを調査し計画を阻止することを言ったな。冒険者たちのみんな。Let's continue our chat here. Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate? Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now... We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about... After all, I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, even the core 30 guards, it seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Have you already caught the Sage's attention? I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me. In any case, I probably can't take over... No way, that's too risky. You mean it'd be too easy to... No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own... That's a good point. Spoken like the god of... Nahida, you're super smart, so you are... According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical... Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of... Well... I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the lead, then I should find someone who's already involved. But you're saying we should recruit a spy? Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He's... Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that... Setaria. Paimon remembers now. We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. Paimon still remembers the I've always liked observing all kinds of... She was born in the desert, and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic... Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special. The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place soon after. the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
From the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunity, but she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right?
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, she's suppressing a lot of guilt. But before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore. Right. We must somehow make her face her problem that way. Not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can... From my past observations, Sataria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day to prepare. Let's go check out some of her favorite spots. This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask...
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most
talking style and...
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fate? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If the...
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been with...
Shh! My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Of course, of course. It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps...
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Health prospects. No? The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. Your life shall continue on for... many... Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination?
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune
I admit that the orientation of today...
Is that so? Well,
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit...
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep. It belongs to a king. His father... When I start talking with him, listen carefully.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pot?
we caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild?
Speaking of, where did you...
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when...
That's nice. You're making a living doing...
So is your father...
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had all...
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all...
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the...
Nahida, you've really...
It's my duty to protect Samira's...
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh?
If I recall, You were having a discussion with...
Ah, that's right! After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood, but I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars.
What an admirable spirit for learning.
Sure.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well,
Thank you so much. As long as I can...
So, was that everything?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida...
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibility. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about... Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to...
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take it. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to... If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely... But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances...
So, you mean you're going to...
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to...
So that's how you're going to use all the...
Exactly.
Huh? Best of luck? But...
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal.
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But what...
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass...
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing the...
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Here she comes. Sataria's here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, as for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll...
Paimon Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life.
Okay then. You just seemed a little... strange. Your cats seem pretty I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come...
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, But to be perfectly honest with you,
A mess?
well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get...
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
Sorry, your new laugh is just so
Please, the gods are asking Sitaria, why haven't you gone?
Why haven't I gone... home?
Sitaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to...
I'm sorry. I know I failed the god. And, if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wise...
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Whoa, she just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset, too.
Well done. Sitaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it's...
All I know are some abstract Harava-taught theories. In any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and...
Is that a keep?
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's crap. Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Oh, that's good to hear. I have been thinking a lot about him. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still—
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos, and has begun— He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of—
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all—
Akeem! You don't mean... You've also become a believer of—
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa, Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to remind...
Come on! Sataria's already started talking with Shishan!
So, Shishan, have you, like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. Speaking of strange I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing...
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet...
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a... In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with...
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problem.
She can no longer justify everything to her.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards!
This is the most important part of all.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Much.
Please, try to remain calm, miss.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's
Miss Sataria, nothing is
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him, you must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part, but no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings?
How do you know me so well? Are you—
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia and its sages, and to if you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form—
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this. Please tell me, what can I do?
How much do you know about the sage's current
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zerus but I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city. And even
to fight against the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant. One thing though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored. Let me see.
The Academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too—
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the document.
All right, I trust you.
So, if...
that'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. as the god of... Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. She's the one who deserves... Well, now that we've made plans to meet...
Pray. But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just...
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway... That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so...
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule if something were to happen. My existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the Academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep. Exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just off? What do you feel is up? It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet.
No, I think she's right. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not...
Maybe
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off.
well, regardless... There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the Academia, and that Setaria managed to distract all the guards. This hour of the night.
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the Academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City! What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here!
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru! Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the God of Wisdom.
This should be fun. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her. Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him, and that even the sages are wary of him. Yep, sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor. Yeah, now that the Doctor's in the picture, but what are the Fatui after this time? And yeah, things would... Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. You mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited? Even though he turned it down at the time, there's no time to lose.
Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you all right. Take a look around.
Are you mercenaries from the
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a club.
The outcast? An outcast? But why wouldn't the Doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time on...
You're up, Traveler!
Teamwork is dreamwork! Game's up. Comes over. Busted. Torn to oblivion! Huh! Huh!
It isn't over yet! Here comes reinforcements!
Quiet now. Let's light it up!
He knew it. Going up against smart people is...
Oh, it's the Traveler in Pine.
Kale! It's nice to see you!
To be honest, I'm not doing. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule.
Oh, Kale! Speaking of Tainari, did he go up?
Oh, Master Tainari? You just left the Avidia Forest a little while.
He left? What? Isn't that...
I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher, but no. I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. To leave in such a hard... Master Tainari originally studied in the Immortal Darshan of the Academia. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent
A research base, huh? Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party's DI.
Don't worry, I'm fine.
Got it. Will do. See... Wait! Look who it is! Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey! This was supposed to be a touching reunion.
Actually, it's very smart of the Traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the Doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even control human mind. Plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm.
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure analogy.
Huh? But I wasn't...
Well, we understand that point now. Please,
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the doc instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was still with... Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him just as he was about...
What a relief. The Doctor sure pulled out some hidden cards, but good thing we hadn't...
I wouldn't be relieved. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost an... Also, the Doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals. Maybe it's only a matter...
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then how do we stop him? Ugh, it feels like he's... Plus, the Doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him worthy of being...
We shouldn't give up hope just yet.
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to...
Yes, I have. I can see the Traveler's elemental energy. You didn't come here for sightseeing, right?
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari.
Okay, let's...
Traveler?
The voice! It's Hypatia!
Ah, what a pleasant surprise!
Who's this?
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still...
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time. Ever since I've come...
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, wait, no. Did you already finish your...
What do you... My consciousness has already
You did it? Congratulations!
It's so exhilarating to share this when my consciousness made contact with the gods.
That sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Remember? I promised to help you understand. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even...
You You can do that?
I've never heard of anything like that, but if you want to give it a try...
Hold on. I brought some Spirit Borneo with me.
We're using...
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you
Okay.
Ready?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounce the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
What was that? Did we actually just see the Balladeer's memories? Everything matches what we know about him, but how is he connected to the divine consciousness that...
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such, alas, shame. If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart.
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no Purina life, but rather...
You! Why are you so mean to me? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive
Aphasia?
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait. Have I... already lost my mind?
Wait, something isn't right!
okay, Nahida? Wait, no.
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine puppet was destroyed. After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped places? You mean Wait, then where is Nahida?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you. But even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies.
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in... Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense! Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him knowing. She's being extra careful. Even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still... Paimon knows the moon... Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. But she isn't with us anymore.
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean...
Your guess is correct, but the situation...
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archons also...
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question. What...
Ah, that... Well, all I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad. It's because she made
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia Fort?
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Pardis Dia. If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to a life of... Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly... But I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by not accepting their... The Doctor and the Balladeer. From your description, I don't think they've completed their project. There may... But then... What is the connection between creating a new god?
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the Sage's goals. Right, we've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so...
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help.
Thanks, Tainari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better. We finally made it to Caravan Reba. So, just past this... Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall...
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh, Haytham went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
What the? Where did she go? How did we lose him?
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of all I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit.
You really get by on a scare, Haytham. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia?
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremite's honored?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, and these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. Which brings me back to you. The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you. And upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something.
Haytham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person?
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the but that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about... No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still...
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't...
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more...
It's always better to travel with someone you...
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven.
Whoa, this...
Sino. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Oh, Haytham. Do not think you can escape my judgment, just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions.
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra, as well you know.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is...
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino. Head of all the Matra at the
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Haytham, to the point of blocking it. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his... I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, Stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer.
Has Alhaitham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes Amatra's senses.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. And why, as General Mahamatra of the as far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about you. Have you been given a mission that's... Let's say, if I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge...
I should have known you'd be difficult to...
You two? Ugh! What should we do, Traveler?
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia? Great! Finally, someone that we can... You gotta help us out here. Otherwise, these two are gonna...
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty room, but how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds. Hey, did either of you hear?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong. Is this a...
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Someone's calling for us! Oh, this wind is...
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you...
All right, stop yelling.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room. Please, let me introduce myself.
Our savior has come at last! Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much.
There's no need to thank me.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, as a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, and now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some
Oh, on second thought...
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear.
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
Wait, that was you trying to be a...
I have nothing to hide. So there's no shame in While Alhaitham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report as General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request. But I soon found... I began to realize that Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the Sage.
So they really...
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the Sages to assert and maintain their control over the vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold. They are meaningless to the... I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the Sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority.
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less well, Sino, if that's your
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between all... The Sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this? Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, and I think we deserve an...
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the Traveler.
I'll hate them!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The Sage told me...
The most enticing
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information. Namely, that divine knowledge indeed exists. From my perspective, the Sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ainul Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the Sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear, so it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing. You were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. After all,
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the Sages share any information about their project with you?
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the Academia. Do you really think they would tell me anything?
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy, for now.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been... My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler and is current. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style. In that case, welcome back, Dia.
That's more like it. I missed you all so...
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home.
Creatures? In the sands?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough...
The winds died down. That Candace still isn't back yet, though.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried.
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated.
Leave this round to us. I got in. I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Everybody stand back! Busted. Here comes the catch.
Inazuma shines eternal!
Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up? The creature stopped appearing.
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh? Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full. I am the chief of Aru Village. Everyone usually calls me
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common, but recently, besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an investigator who stayed in the village a while ago.
Another effect of... So, Irminsul's withering causes witherings...
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul.
Everyone in Aru Village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got—
Village keeper?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru Village refers to mad scholars, exiled here by the Academia. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity after a period of training in the Avidia Fort. The Academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So...
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. But no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around...
I've had encounters with those people in the past.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your...
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you. Regardless...
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert in these kinds of investigations.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, but, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino?
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of... Let's start by finding a spot to share what we... Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange... The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. A mysterious phenomenon exists here. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some time here, they invariably begin to calm down. Initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. But a strange Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light, despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, All the houses remained upright, almost as if they had grown roots reaching deep into the ground. In the end, not a single build. After that, the people of Aru village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness.
A soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru village? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of them—
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the academia could still monitor their activities. With that said,
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then!
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone... So, what do you make of the story? Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely used—
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she? The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a— how should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise.
I've spent many years interrogating criminals.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth.
That look in your eyes. How can this be? To think. Our Archon has been amongst us this entire—
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this investigation. But easier said than done. Especially since we don't have any leads.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Huh? Who are you?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak.
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa.
The person you're referring to is not a local. Yet you are.
Grandpa is just Grandpa. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please.
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was.
Whoa. Haven wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sino!
Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went.
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candid.
Sino is super alike?
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you.
I had a feeling he'd go.
Huh? You knew this?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar. However, the scholar was unkempt. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling Grandpa suddenly calmed down. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but appeared to be living in his own. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace.
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some. It's also my reason for fighting.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over.
Huh? What did you say?
No, nothing. As long as Isak keeps his...
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for.
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you guys!
We've cleared everything up! Let's go find—
Really? Wow! Yeah!
All right. Let's ask the local residents some questions first.